Session 31 recap. Told by Ulgar Brimstone, seated beside Misty's candlelit shrine in the last lantern. It's the wind I remember most, not the howling kind. No, this was worse. This wind whispered names of the dead, and at the top of that storm-broken stair, one of ours joined them. The party gathered that evening, not at the usual table, but around Misty's shrine. One by one, they lit candles. No words at first, just the flame, the silence, and the silver mug left beside her favourite bottle. Then Marder nodded to me, and I told it. The job came from the Aruan Council. Scribe Vaughan scribbled it up, but it had Marder's voice. Something's moving in Galithold. A ruin in the cliffs west of Amersis, where no man's walked for centuries without wings or madness. They set out heavy, ropes, pitons, wind cloaks. On the canyon pass they met a storm prophet, raving about air without breath, and handed Mix a feather made of ice. Disappeared into the dust soon after. They thought he was mad. I'm not so sure anymore. The first hazard hit hard. An old cliff bridge snapped beneath Vishy's boots. Trug caught him by the ankle with a roar. They all got across, but none of them looked down again. On the third day, a dust mephit swarm forced them into a crumbling tower. They fought blind in swirling grit, Mix's magic flashing like lightning inside a bottle. Henrik consecrated the ruin with a desperate chant. It held. Then came the climb. The final ascent was a stair shattered by wind and time. The fortress loomed above, half real, half cloud. One wrong step and you'd fall through sky. The stairs buckled under Thranar. He nearly went over, but Sailira leapt out, drove her blade into stone, and anchored the rope. No one spoke for an hour after, at the top Galithold. Still proud, still broken. The wind never stopped. Doors hanging from hinges, banners moving without gust. Inside they found signs, strange markings, blood in spirals, bones twisted into wind runes. The breathless faith had been there. Some still were. Then they reached the core chamber. It was there the air turned still, just for a moment, and then the stone golem stepped forward. Not just any construct. This one had been reforged in the storm, its joints howling with compressed wind, its fists like falling towers. They tried everything, fire, lightning, blessed steel. Mix vanished in a blink, dodging its hammer blows. Laura's spells barely scratched the stone. Then it struck Thranar. A single blow crushed him. Even his armor couldn't hold. He fell beside the broken wind core, eyes wide. Still, Henrik screamed. Sailira charged. The rest fought like fury, and in the end, they won. The golem cracked apart, releasing a burst of air so strong it carved a new hole in the fortress wall. The sky rushed in, and they stood alone. They searched the vault, found silver. So much silver it gleamed like a mirror to the sky, enough to fill packs and then some. They took only what they needed, enough to bring Thranar back. They returned 2 days later, sunburned, limping, and carrying a body wrapped in old banners. They brought him to the temple, laid him on the altar with wind-blown coin, and by the grace of light he breathed again. Tonight they lit a candle for Misty. Thranar did it himself. She would have served him the strongest stuff we had, Ulgar mutters, blinking at the flickering flame. Said he earned it. She always knew who needed cheering up, even the dead. Galithold's broken still, but the dead don't sing there anymore, just the wind.